On this edition of Good Day DePaul, the deep freeze in Chicago. It impacts DePaul and the rest of the city.
Illinois' concealed weapons law is now a reality. DePaul reacts.
Plus, a look at the new hands-free phone policy for Illinois drivers. I'm Jenna Jackson.
And I'm Michael Collins. And this is Good Day DePaul.
You know the saying, see it through someone else's eyes? Well, now we can with Google Glass. Good Day DePaul's Cassandra Sampson got a first-hand look at how this unique device and how it's being used at DePaul.
Although it's not the most beautiful building on campus, many students and teachers will definitely miss the modern architecture and big windows of the so-called giant cheese grater. It will be torn down sometime after Thanksgiving.
DePaul students have voted on that controversial divestiture issue, the one that led to competing signs and displays on the Lincoln Park Quad and Student Center. The referendum passed by a narrow margin of just 242 votes.
DePaul voters also elected new student government officials. Matthew Vanida and Christina Vera ran unopposed and were elected president and vice president, while junior Sophia Lammers was elected treasurer. Allison is here in studio with Vanida and Vera to discuss their plans for next year. Allison?
Thanks, Taylor, and thank you, Matthew and Christina, for being here.
It finally happened. The old Dominick's store in Lincoln Park has a new owner. Whole Foods is buying the store at Fullerton and Sheffield on DePaul's Lincoln Park campus.
President Obama has less than 3 years remaining in office, and already there's a growing list of candidates hoping to replace him. Good Day DePaul's Michael Collins takes a look at the front runners.
On this edition of Good Day DePaul, Governor Quinn talks MAP grants and what they could mean for DePaul students.
Spring weather finally breaks in the city, and DePaul students celebrate the escape from Chiberia.
And a Chicago cultural tradition makes its debut at DePaul. I'm Kip Burrows.
And I'm Allison Preston, and this is Good Day DePaul.
Governor Pat Quinn recently visited DePaul to talk about MAP grants for college students. Good Day DePaul's Jessie Molloy says Quinn wants to increase them, but is opposed by many Republicans.
Illinois Governor Pat Quinn wants to increase the state's Monetary Awards Program, or MAP grants.
Soon, Ventra will become the only way to pay for CTA and PACE buses and trains. After May 1st, magnetic fare cards will no longer be sold, and existing cards will not be refilled after the beginning of June. Ventra will become the exclusive payment system on July 1st. After a rocky rollout in the fall, the CTA says Ventra's glitches have been fixed.
A new cybersecurity threat known as the Heartbleed bug has been recently revealed. It compromises data like usernames, passwords, credit card numbers, and encrypted communications. The bug has been active since 2012 and may have affected up to 500,000 websites. DePaul says its systems probably were not affected, but recommends students change their Campus Connect passwords. Here is a partial list of websites which have been patched and are recommending users change their passwords. For a complete list of the websites affected, go to cnet.com.
More crime problems around Chicago area college campuses. A 28-year-old man is charged with attacking a UIC student in a residence hall shower on March 31st. The man was caught after other students heard the struggle, called authorities, and restrained him until the police arrived.
The civil rights movement had an enormous impact on American society, and two of its leaders were recently at DePaul. Good Day DePaul's Taj Simmons was there.
One of them was the founder of the Black Panther Party.
All power to the people.
For DePaul students, relief is finally here. We've actually had some nice spring days. Good Day DePaul's Ogechi Emicheba has this story.
It finally feels like spring.
When we come back, Jacob Berendt will be here with a look at the big-time success of DePaul's women's sports.
Plus, the controversial plan for the Children's Memorial Hospital property when we return to Good Day DePaul.
Radio DePaul is Chicago's College Connection.
Jacob Berendt joins us now for an update on Blue Demon sports. So Jacob, great start for the women's softball team?
Well, Kip, the weather's been heating up, and so have the bats of the Blue Demons. The DePaul softball team hosted Seton Hall in a weekend series, so Doug Bruno's ladies doing it on the court and in the classroom.
Well, it's something they should definitely be proud of. Thanks so much, Jacob. Gordon Tech High School on the northwest side will officially change its name to DePaul College Prep this summer. The campus will still be known as the Father Gordon campus after its original namesake, Father Francis Gordon. The decision is aimed at rebranding the school and emphasizing its Catholic affiliation. DePaul's been an academic partner with Gordon since 2012, but did not request the name change, which is causing some controversy in the Gordon community.
A new study shows that professors at Chicago area colleges receive pay increases less than the national average of 2.2% for this school year. Only 4 Chicago area colleges exceeded that increase. DePaul was not mentioned in the study.
Let's turn now to art. It's amazing what can take shape when you patch a few ideas together. For example, the time-honored tradition of quilt making has come to DePaul's Art Museum in a new exhibit at the Lincoln Park campus. Good Day DePaul's Ariella Torin has the details.
Vibrant colors and meticulous detail bring the hand-sewn quilts of DePaul's new exhibit to life.
The Chicago City Council has approved a new development at the former Children's Memorial Hospital site near DePaul's Lincoln Park campus. The plan includes 2 21-story residential towers, 60 condominiums, 156 assisted living units, a 5-story health club, and 100,000 square feet of retail space. Some Lincoln Park residents are unhappy, saying it'll bring congestion and traffic problems to the already crowded neighborhood. But the city claims it will generate valuable tax revenue and eliminate the deteriorating hospital buildings.
After the break, a look at the city's pothole problem.
Plus, the Latino Film Festival comes to DePaul. All that and more coming up on Good Day DePaul.
Visit stopbullying.gov.
With spring now here, the city is gearing up for the summer concert season. The lineups for both Lollapalooza and Blues Fest are now out. Headliners for Lolla, which runs from August 1st through the 3rd, include Eminem, Outkast, Kings of Leon, Skrillex, Arctic Monkeys, and Lorde. Blues Fest in mid-May will feature Dr. John, Aaron Neville, Betty Lavette, and Sugar Blue.
Even as the city gets ready for summer, one of the problems caused by our brutal winter is still with us: potholes. Good Day DePaul's Sharon Bajenda has details.
Now that spring is here, Chicagoans are becoming more cautious about driving.
Controversy continues over that Blue Line crash. On March 23rd, a train operator fell asleep at the controls and crashed the train into the platform and escalators of the O'Hare station. Some 36 people suffered minor injuries. The driver has been fired, and CTA crews worked around the clock for a week to restore service to the station.
Following up on a story we reported on Good Day DePaul last quarter, 26-year-old DePaul graduate Jorge Zavala Jr. lost his campaign for the U.S. House 4th District seat. Zavala was defeated in the March 18th Democratic primary by incumbent Luis Gutierrez, who won about 73% of the vote.
The 30th annual Chicago Latino Film Festival recently took place with films from Latin America, Spain, and Portugal. And this year, some DePaul students were part of the festival. Good Day DePaul's Laura Rodriguez has the story.
DePaul decided to collaborate with this mission 5 years ago by becoming one of the sponsors.
That's all for this edition of Good Day DePaul. Keep up with us on our Facebook page and our website, gooddaydepal.net.
You can also visit our Vimeo channel, Good Day DePaul, or follow us on Twitter at Good Day DePaul. Thanks for watching. I'm Allison Preston.
And I'm Kip Burrows. Have a good day, DePaul.
Welcome to the Polar Plunge!
On most 10-degree days, Chicago's beaches are all but deserted. But on March 2nd, a crowd more suited to midsummer came to North Avenue Beach for a swim. Their inspiration? Chicago Special Olympics annual Polar Plunge fundraiser, which in this historically cold winter reached record-breaking success.
We're going to break that $1 million record this year at the plunge. And we have record number of plungers, well over 3,000.
Before the event could begin, bulldozers had to be brought in to remove the ice from the plunging area, and emergency medical technicians were stationed in the water. Despite the frigid temperatures and the massive buildup of ice on the lake, it was not enough to stop these volunteers from enjoying themselves as they supported the cause. Many of the swimmers were inspired by a handful of fearless celebrity leaders. The charge into the lake was led by Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who agreed to do the plunge last summer if Chicago students read over 1 million books. In response, they read $2 million.
We take care of our kids, and that means every child. Today, we chose not just a city of big shoulders, a city of big hearts.
Alongside Mayor Emanuel were Bears player Israel Adonijah and Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon, who flew in from New York for the event after making a Twitter bet with Emanuel that he would plunge if the mayor agreed to be on his show.
Look at all of you guys! Look at what we've done! If you hear the scream of a little girl, just know that Jimmy Fallon is swimming in Lake Michigan on March 2nd.
Fallon plunged in a full suit and tie, and while his face in these pictures tells how the comedian felt in the water, he was not available for comment after he got out. After the celebrities cleared the lake, waves of other volunteers began charging into the icy water in small groups, including DePaul student Jerica Valtira.
I feel very cold, that's how I feel, but it was worth it.
For Good Day DePaul, I'm Jessie Molloy. Illinois Governor Pat Quinn wants to increase the state's Monetary Awards Program, or MAP grants. Quinn discussed his plans during a recent news conference at DePaul.
We want to increase that investment by $50 million, increase it from $373 to about $423.
MAP grants are given to Illinois undergraduate students with financial need. Currently, about 140,000 students receive these grants statewide. About 5,000 of them attend DePaul. As a result, the Student Government Association is very involved in this issue. SGA Vice President Sarah Renz explained why they feel it's so crucial.
So to fund the MAP grant so that all Illinois students who are eligible could receive it, it would need to be funded at $1 billion. So right now, over 100,000 Illinois students who are eligible for this grant are not receiving it. So this $52 million increase, takes us one step closer to that $1 billion that we actually need to make it possible for all who are eligible to get funding.
While students are obviously hopeful that Governor Quinn's proposal goes through smoothly, it's unclear at this point if the legislature will approve the measure, considering the state's already strapped budget. The problem lies in finding the funding. Stephanie Linares, the Republican state Senate candidate for Illinois District 6, says it's simply a matter of money.
What the Republican and what my stance is where is the money going to come from?
Governor Quinn was not very clear on that question when asked directly at the press conference, though he indicated it might require extending the controversial 2011 income tax increase, which was supposed to be temporary.
I believe that we should use the income tax system, which is based on ability to pay, to invest in the most important part of the 21st century, educating these men and women.
Linares, a former MAP grant recipient herself, is skeptical about the governor's plans.
Being that it's an election year, I understand he's making these promises, and I just am concerned that it's a promise that Illinois can't fulfill.
With thousands of students needing MAP grants, it's an issue many people would like to see pass, but one that may be crippled by the state's debt problem. We'll see how it plays out when the General Assembly votes on the budget at the end of May. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Jessie Molloy.